All right, we back. Another episode 13. Got a packed house tonight. Everybody files in to the live. We're waiting on one or two more people. Hopefully, Q and Caddy will be here. Next speaking of the devil. All right, so let's get right into it. All right, cool. Like, share, subscribe. Tell a friend to tell a friend. We're gonna get right into it, man. All right, first topic.
We had a real honest conversation.
My friend and I were at this party in New York, and back to his place. And,
Sweetie, you can't keep dating him. He's gay.
Hey, babe. How's work?
All right. So now, if you looked at the stream, right, one of the topics was insecure. I think that series did well for a lot of people. I didn't particularly watch it aside from the first couple of shows, really. But I did see that one of the clip I just played. So my question is, right, first topic of the day. Can men explore sexuality without being labeled? So if you, just to provide context, right, the gentleman was in college, right, that the girl was messing with, and he said his friend went down on him. But he said it was just an experience, and he wasn't gay or, bisexual or what have you. So the question is, can men explore sexuality without being labeled? Furious Styles, we'll start with you.
No.
Okay.
No, whatever you decide to encounter in your younger years, older years, middle-aged years, it comes with a label. Even if you're straight, heterosexual, that's a label. There is no operating society without a label with your sexual orientation.
So if you had to label that man after his friend went down on him, what would be his label?
Whatever he chooses it to be.
What?
Oh no.
Okay.
You don't know. So somebody else gets to come up with his label for him?
Well, I'm guessing to clarify this sexual orientation label. Is it straight, gay, bisexual?
Curious.
I don't know. I don't know. I don't know if it's up for me to decide.
Okay.
You just said it was.
I just said it was what?
Yeah, you started off. He asked you, would he get a label? You said yes.
Yeah.
But you don't know what the label is. Like what?
No, because you could label yourself whatever you want to, and you proceed as such.
Bruh. So then he wouldn't get a label. He would assign himself a label after the action. This is what you're saying.
Yes.
We had that conversation a couple episodes ago. Remember?
I don't remember this.
I missed that.
When the lady decided she was going to be a lady, but she was a man.
Yeah.
That was a little different than this question.
I think, isn't it problematic for somebody else to come up with a label for you?
No.
I think it's very normal, right? And to your point, yes, you're gonna get a label. Everyone gets a label. It doesn't matter if it's right or wrong. It's an automatic thought. We don't have to think about it. Mm-hmm. So if you, and this is for you, if your friend told you some man went down on him in college one time only, but you've known him only to date women, what is the label that you have given him?
I can't assign his label.
You're trying to be politically correct. Get it out. Stop.
Stop what?
Alex, what do you think? Can a man explore sexuality without being labeled?
Unfortunately, no. And I understand folks up here trying to be politically correct, but you know good and well if your man told you he was having relations with another man, you're gonna be like, this nigga is gay. Like, you just have to just call it what it is.
So I'm supposed to label somebody what I think they should be?
It's not what you're supposed to be. Like, it's not about
what happens.
What happens?
Yeah.
Well, I don't disagree that people get labeled, but deciding on what that label is for somebody, no. Because what if he says, I'm not bisexual, I'm gay, or if I am gay, I'm not bisexual? Who am I to determine what's right or wrong?
Well, you're determining his label based on his actions. That's who you are to determine.
Right. So if this was a man who had a sexual encounter with another man, but is now dating a woman, what if he don't want to be labeled as bisexual?
You don't like.
But we're not asking for your.
He should himself. No. Me and my homeboy got drunk. We did whatever. What is the immediate reaction that's gonna come to your mind?
Gay.
That he's gay.
Okay. All right, so there we go.
But that's not answering.
Even if he says, "Nah, it was just one time he was drunk,"
that's not answering.
Looking at him a little crazy when he starts drinking a little bit too much. You're gonna be like, "Yo, you about to be looking at me over here?" Like, be honest.
No, I'm not. I'm not gonna be like that. I got a little bit more security than to worry about stuff like that. But no, that's not up to me to decide what.
Sure.
That's not up to me to decide what he gets to be labeled at. That's not up to me.
We're not saying the label actually has to stick, right? Like we can all give each other labels, but me giving you a label, you give me a label, don't mean shit, right?
Right.
Does it still happen? But does it still happen? Absolutely.
Well, I don't disagree that people get labeled, but if you're saying what I would label someone else is, I don't think that's my responsibility.
So in context, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I was saying in context, women can, and I have many a women friend, can experiment all throughout their lifespan, right? They can be gay today, bi tomorrow, straight, and nobody bats an eye. It's like, girl, you are what you are at the time.
Double standard.
I don't know if that's
as long as they present as feminine and soft, they're not going to be labeled as like that's a lesbian, right? They're going to say, "Oh, you're straight," whatever. A guy says one time, "I kissed a guy," or "let a guy kiss me," or "give me head," or whatever the case may be. That nigga's gay. Mm-hmm. There's no other question about it. It could have happened one time, right? And niggas in general, people will be like, "Nah, you gay." That's a fact. Like that's a statement of fact.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't disagree. I'm just saying it's not up to me to call that man that.
Yeah. Okay. No, man. Okay. All right.
Put Sean back on the bottom.
Yeah,
because I don't want to label nobody. Put me on the bottom. What if you wanted to be? What if you did something, Corey? I'm not saying any kind of sexual act or intercourse, orientation, anything. But what if you did something and somebody labeled you? Oh, you a nigga.
Well,
and you don't feel like you a nigga.
Labels are just tools to help us lump similar characteristic things together. That's all a label is.
So when somebody label you a nigga and you take offense to that, you supposed to just accept your label and that's the right thing to do? Come on, man. What are you talking about?
They label me a nigga? Did they call me a nigga? Like that's different. Like,
come on. Now you're trying to be too nuanced. You know what I'm saying?
But also, is he doing nigga shit?
Right.
Does it matter?
He's probably gonna be.
Exactly.
I think the bigger thing is that women are allowed to explore their sexuality in a way that men aren't. We're a lot more there's the double standard is there. And for me personally, if I had learned that a man that I was dealing with had relations with another man, I don't care if it was a peck, a little, no. And I'm just being honest. Like that doesn't necessarily mean that he's attracted to men, but for me that's a no. Because in my mind, maybe I'm not mature enough like that. But I'm always gonna be like, what made you decide that you know what? Let me take it a little bit further with him. Because if y'all actually, I don't know if you guys saw that, watched the show, but in the episode she was saying, most men are a few drinks away from having relations with their male friends. And he claims that he was drunk. He had a little bit too much to drink, and it happened.
Yeah, but I think also on the show, I think she was like I think it was like she was being sarcastic or facetious because his response did not correlate with her response to his response. So I don't know if she was being like, I think she was being facetious, but what you said is still that nigga. Isha, what you think? Can men explore sexuality without being labeled?
I got a quick story, because I'm dating right now, right? So this guy actually sent me a video of him playing with a toy
him in the fucking bedroom. Get him out of here.
Well, like what
Nigga
kind of
gay.
like a pocket pussy? Like what kind of toy? there's multiple.
It was like a penis, and he went further and asked, "Can I strap him?" And after that, I was like, "You gay? You gay?"
But you're a woman, so that's different. That's just
some men do think that, but if a
Yo, P
man
gotta
like
chill.
get in his behind,
yeah, tagging and all that. That's just you're at the end of the day. If you're committing a sexual act with another woman, that does not make you gay. In my opinion.
That's what I hear. But
that's a lie.
I'm sorry. Ain't no
in
nigga
my
on
mind,
my back while me on his
he
back.
might be a couple of drinks away from letting a man do it.
Well, first off,
Yeah,
hold up. Can I speak? Is it my turn yet?
Go ahead, Corey.
It's been so much misinformation going on. First off, that you were a couple of drinks away from being gay. I'd have had a lot of drinks with a lot of my friends, and we never had enough drinks to step to that point. So
I didn't say being gay. I said doing certain acts.
No, we didn't have all these drinks, and we never got to that point.
She was quoting from the show, though.
Hey, but anyway, back to the first thing. The question was, yes, you will be labeled. Yes, you should be labeled. Whoever said that you can't do nothing gay with a woman, that's a lie. You can do something gay with a woman.
You can't do gay stuff.
And I'm judging women who participate in homosexual activities in the same, or labeling them in the same way that I would label a man who participates in homosexual activities. That's all of my points for everyone.
So you saying you don't give no grace to women either?
No.
So are you saying basically any type of anal play makes you gay?
If you're getting penetrated, yes, that would.
That includes eating ass. So you don't get your ass eaten?
Right. That could happen.
Like you ain't say no to that.
I didn't want to offend some of my brothers on here who may participate in that. But I'm doing this to protect Sean. But I don't participate in that activity. But yeah, I think if you're getting penetrated, yeah.
I feel like
at the end of the day, you are what you do. Let's just put that out there. That's the way to sum this up. You are what you do. You can't do certain things and then want to be something else.
But you could be sexually fluid, right? There's
I don't know what that means. I don't know what that means.
Like you just enjoy sexual activities. You don't necessarily.
We call it whole positive.
That's not
whole positive.
That's not a real thing. I mean, they want to come up with 100 different categories for people. No, they got.
If there's not a man involved, the whole point of being homosexual is that you're in a same-sex scenario.
Right.
So if there's a woman, if you only deal with women, that does not make you homosexual. It just might make you sexually fluid or sexually inquisitive.
It might make you into men, but you're scared to go ahead through with that male act. That's what it might make. Like, you just don't want to be labeled, so you letting a woman participate in the stuff that a guy should have been doing to you just because you don't want to have the stigma of being.
But Isha, did he ever say to you like? And I know like of men who are like into that, like, you know, you put the strap on me, whatever. But I guess for me, like, where did that first, like, who told you that? Like, who introduced him to that? Like, did you guys ever have that conversation, or was just like, no, there's nothing to talk about?
I asked, has he ever done it with a man? He said no, but he just says it's the best orgasm ever.
Well, I mean, that we know that. That's science. Yeah, that's science.
That is.
What's science?
So your prostate? Okay, man.
Yeah.
Your prostate.
Hey, Skip, I don't need it. I'm good. Whatever I've been doing to get me by. You know, I don't need it. I don't need the science that much.
Until you try it.
I think I understand.
That's the problem. You gotta knock some stuff before you try it. You can't try everything.
Yes. You gotta knock the walls down. Correct.
No.
Everything will have to be tried. Go ahead, Q.
No, I was saying I think I understand what everyone is saying. I agree with all of you a little bit, because if you really think about it, you would have to live a gay lifestyle in my eyes in order to be considered a gay man. So I think it's tomorrow's point. if you're engaging in that kind of activity, it could just be the pleasure that you're looking for as opposed to you actually being a homosexual male. Like you just want your prostate tickled. That's your business. I don't think it equates to you being gay because you could look at men and just really not be attracted to them.
Yeah.
So
now that I think that's rare. I think that most men who do want their prostate tickled is into niggas. And so Aisha, you know, you gotta look out for yourself, sis. You know what I'm saying? If you giving you that kind of bias, do what you gotta do.
Yeah.
But I think it's interesting also how Corey is probably one of the only guys that I know that is really kind of putting women in that same class. Like if you're a heterosexual woman, you want to be with a man. You don't want to be with a gay man. And very seldom do you find men that don't give women a pass. They feel if a woman was engaged in sexual activity with another woman, she's still good to go. Like she's still on some hetero type shit. And Corey's like, no, that's gay. That ain't really my get down. I want a heterosexual woman. So kudos to you. I think you're probably the first person I know who feels that way, and that's very interesting.